Alright, well, welcome to the second video here in this series for week one. I'm going to show you a couple of things in this video about packages and levels, and also some of the consequences that have to do with public versus default modifiers. First thing we need to focus on, though, is the structure of how I have things set up. So if you notice, you have the source packages, which is located in NetBeans. I expand that. We have what's called a default package. And inside of that default package, I have my main Java file, which is called myfirstclass.java. And this is the code for that class that you see over here. This error that's there is there deliberately, and I'm going to show you why this is going to become important later. Then we have another package called myFirstPackage, and inside of that, we have a class file called myPackageClass. Now, first thing you need to know is that you're only allowed to have one main method. In other words, if I went to the myPackageClass and tried to type in a main method in here, there would be instantaneous problems. You're only allowed one main method because it's the main method which ends up communicating with the JRE, which ends up communicating with the operating system. You're only allowed one. Okay? Now, let's kind of look at what myPackageClass is. It only contains one variable, and that variable is a string called W, and in that string is contained the value, I am a variable from the myPackageClass. This portion right here is called the reference. This portion here, the W, that's the variable, or another name for it is the object. And then this right here is the value that's placed into the object. Now, let's go back to myFirstClass. Notice I'm importing myFirstPackage.star. The .star means I'm importing anything located within the myFirstPackage folder, or again, remember package is synonymous with the word folder. Okay? Now, if I'm going to import it, then that means that since though I have it structured this way, I'm only importing directly myFirstPackage. And what that means is that the myFirstClass Java file is at the same level as the myFirstPackage package. Those are located at the same level. So the only way to access anything inside of the myFirstPackage package, in other words, I want to access the myPackageClass, is to import that into my main Java file with my main method here. Now, let's look at this again. This right here is called a reference. This is a reference to the myPackageClass, which I am allowed to use now that I have imported from myFirstPackage. This is the object, or the variable, which we'll call Z. And this portion here is the constructor. This actually initializes all of the variables that are located in the myPackageClass and stores them into the variable Z. So you're going to hear these terminologies a lot throughout the course. The word reference, object, and then constructor. Okay? The next thing that I do is I print out the value that's stored in the object Z, mainly variable W, which is located right here. There's variable W. But if I do this, I'm going to encounter a problem. So I'm going to go ahead and run. I'm going to hit the problem here. Okay, there's an exception. The word exception means that there's basically error in the syntax. I go to the error and it says that W is not public. Now this is key. This is vital because this used to drive me nuts. I go back to this class here and I ask myself, what's the problem? Isn't the class myPackageClass public? In other words, shouldn't I be able to access anything in the class? The answer is no. Okay, this is key. This is a major concept here. What I can do is I can access the class itself, but unless I make the variable in the class public, I can't access the variable w. In other words, by making a class public, that does not mean that the variables and methods in that class are immediately public. Okay, I'm going to say that again, but a different way. Just because my class here is public, that does not mean that the public modifier filters down into all of the variables and methods that may be contained in my class. This drove me nuts, especially when I was coding from a terminal. A terminal window gives you only direct errors. There's no IDE when you're programming with a text file, so you have to learn all this stuff the hard way. Okay, so that is a key concept. You're going to have to get really familiar with that really quick. Okay, well, notice what's going to happen now. Hey, that disappeared, didn't it? So, hey, let's just go ahead and hit run. Hey, I am a variable from the myPackage class. And there we go. Okay, this video is re-stressing the fact that you need to have a variable declared as public if you're going to use it from an imported class into another class. You have to have the import statement. Now, in this particular example, the myFirstClass.java is at the same level as the myFirstPackage package. So I can import this directly. But if this had a package within a package, and then the Java file, the myPackageClass.java, then I would have to reference the import statement using two packages with the dot notation to go down 2 levels. And so the concept of levels is also going to be important. Okay? I apologize for the noisy clicks. I'm using my trackpad during this video. I don't have my mouse, so I apologize for that ahead of time. I do realize that that's kind of annoying. Okay? Well, that's the idea behind this video. God bless you, wherever you are today.